Hello and welcome to Flax on Snax. Snax with an X, just like Flax. Tonight it is a special unboxing video for the August edition of the Universal Yums subscription service, which this month comes from the country of pyramids and the Nile and the original Memphis, according to the box. That's right, these snacks are from Egypt. That is going to be really interesting. Let's get into it. If you're not familiar with it, Universal Yums is a subscription service that every month sends you a box with a certain number, depending on the size of the box you order, of snack products from a given country or set of countries. In the past, some of the ones that I've gotten have been Scandinavia, the UK, Philippines, Thailand. Egypt is the first one that I've gotten from Africa, and I don't really have any idea what to expect out of this one. I mean, the UK, I had some idea of what to expect. Scandinavia, I've seen Scandinavian products at like Cost Plus World Market. Thought I maybe had some idea of what I was going to get. Philippines, I had a little bit of an idea. Thailand, not as much of an idea. But Egypt, I really have no idea what this is going to look like. I don't know what kinds of snacks are popular there. I don't know whether this is going to lean more savory, more sweet, whether it'll have the usual balanced mix of both that the Universal Yums boxes usually do. So I should probably start yakking and just open it up. Here's the box, by the way. And this is, I should clarify, and I have to say this every time I talk about one of these because I am well known for hating the word yum. And I subscribe to the Universal Yums service in spite of that because it's just a cool idea. So there you go, free advertising. But this is the Yum Yum box, which is the middle size of the Universal Yums product line, and of course the only one that uses the word yum twice because it is perfectly calculated to drive me completely crazy. But that's the one that I ordered because I wanted to get a few more things than come in the Yum box, but I didn't want to spend quite as much money as to the cost of the Super Yum box. Those are the three sizes. All right, so this is Egypt. Welcome to Egypt. Thanks. Home of Alexandria, the Suez Canal, Cairo, the White Desert, and Luxor. Off we go to Egypt. Now this contains descriptions of what all the products are, so if there's anything that I can't pick out from the description on the bag, which might be possible because a lot of the print is going to be in Arabic, I will use this, but let's see. So right away I can see on the top here that we have several savory products. The usual, so the Yum Yum box usually comes with 12 or 13 items. Usual run I would say is 4 to 5 savory, so like chips, and then the rest tends towards sweets, and usually you'll see maybe like 5 or 6 will be candy, and then you have like kind of 2 or 3 that are more like cookies or cakes, like snack cakes, little pastries, that sort of thing. So let's see what we have. All right, cones. They look like bugles, and the flavor apparently is mind-blowing pizza, which I guess has tomato slices, onions, olives, and yeah, that's mind-blowing pizza, I guess. Produced by Egypt Foods Group, Industrial Zone, Quesna, Egypt. I might have pronounced that wrong, and if I did, I am sorry. All right. Production date, 4/25/2020. Okay. Almost 4 months ago. Expires 6 months from production date. We're still good. So, kind of pizza flavored bugles. Tiger. Now this is pretty much entirely in Arabic, but I think we can tell that this has lemon and chili pepper flavors in it, so that sounds pretty good to me. Another Kona product, but these are not cones, they are puffs. Crazy puffs. Oh, sorry, no, the regular puffs, but the flavor is crazy tomato. Crazy tomato, not regular tomato, mind you. Crazy tomato. So mind-blowing pizza and crazy tomato. They are doing nutty things with tomatoes in Egypt, apparently. And yet another Kona product. I'm assuming that these are just the easiest to get in the United States. Burning barbecue popcorn. All right, and then we also have some pretzels. Butter and herb flavor. So that looks like that is it for the savories. But we've still got a bunch of sweets. So of the sweets, it looks like we're looking at maybe 3 or 4 cookies and then a few candy, kind of standard candy products, candy bar type products. So let's see what we have here. So several wafers. So I'm guessing that wafers are a big thing in Egypt. Or maybe they're just the easiest to get if you are an American company that wants to obtain some Egyptian produced snack foods. So, sakalans, possibly. Made in Egypt. So halva and cream, filled with halva and cream. All right. Biscuit wafer filled with hazelnut cream and coated with natural chocolate, chocolate extra. So again, a wafer product. Hazelnut cream, so sort of like Nutella-ish. Another wafer product. El Shamadan wafer. Wafer biscuits filled with chocolate and coated with white chocolate. Sounds fun to me. Alexandria, Egypt. Cool. And another El Shamadan product. Oh, interesting. So these are like fig Newtons, but made with dates. So that's soft biscuits filled with date paste. So that's neat. I mean, I assume they'll be kind of fig Newton-y. Classic quality butter cookies. The cinnamon cookie. Sounds good. Made in Egypt, Cairo. Classic Food Industries. All right. And then a couple of candy things here at the bottom. We have Gyro possibly. Coconut chocolate, so maybe kind of like a Mounds bar. And then 2 of these things. Spaghettis. Looks like maybe a green apple or, yeah, I think green apple flavored spaghettis. So kind of like maybe like a gummy candy. Oh, here you go. Sweet gelatin with green apple flavor. So yeah, I'm assuming they're kind of going to be like, sort of like the Twizzlers pull and peel kind of, you know, the spaghetti looking things. So sure, a couple of those. All right, so how many things did we end up with this month? So kind of this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. So that's pretty standard. It's always been 12 or 13 things. This is the first time, and maybe they just didn't really have this to kind of offer from Egypt, but usually there's like this little bag that comes and they put kind of a few pieces of sort of like loose candies, like hard candies frequently in there. Hard candy perhaps not a big thing in Egypt, but you know what is a big thing? Wafer cookies, because there are a lot of wafer cookies in here, which I'm fine with. Wafer cookies are good, I'm not complaining. It's just amusingly different from the usual arrival from this company. Yeah, so let's try out a few of these things. I would like to know what exactly mind-blowing pizza tastes like. So again, these are basically pizza bugles, and they are made with corn flour, wheat flour, vegetable oil, cornstarch, potato starch, sugar, salt, baking soda, and pizza flavor. Whatever that means. Again, the pizza on here, am I holding it up? There we go. The pizza on here, honestly, is probably the grossest looking thing in the entire package. I don't like olives. But also just like big slices of tomato. I mean, not a normal pizza you'd find most places in America, which is, again, completely fine. You know, you'd expect to get some things that are unusual, right? Because otherwise, what's the point? I could just go down to the corner store and buy whatever I want. All right, whoa. They're bigger than I expected. Pretty good size. Little tornadoes, kind of. I feel like bugles are not quite this big, although I don't get bugles very often, so perhaps I'm just misremembering. Okay. It does smell like a pizza. You know, kind of a mediocre pizza probably, but you sort of have that cheese smell and like the basil and oregano, kind of basic spices, the tomato, of course. But yeah, this is sort of what I would expect, like a kind of, you know, jointy neighborhood pizza place to smell like. All right. Nice crunch. Yeah. It is kind of, you know, that vaguely pizza taste. I'm thinking about, do you remember when Keebler had those like pizzeria chips? I'm thinking kind of like of those. Yeah. So if you remember those fondly, I know that there are some people for whom those are the late lamented pizzerias. This is in the ballpark, I would say. Now, it's sort of like if you crossed those with bugles. Oh. I mean, mind-blowing? I don't know about that, but pretty solid snack, Egypt. Good start. All right, well, since I found out what mind-blowing pizza was like, I guess I should also find out what crazy tomato is like. So these are puffs. I guess these are cheese puffs? Let's see. No cheese, just puffs. Corn, vegetable oil, salt, and tomato flavor. So this could be interesting. I'm not necessarily the world's biggest fan of just straight tomato. I'm totally fine with tomatoes when you spice them. So on pizza, pasta sauce, salsa. Oh, you know what though? That smells like ketchup. So I guess these are basically just ketchup flavored puffs. And it definitely has kind of that vinegary ketchup smell, which I like vinegar very much. So let's see. Okay, yeah. So these are basically ketchup Cheetos. Or again, there's no cheese, so Ketch-Toes. I mean, I guess you could just call them Tomatoes, right? But little on the nose. Yeah, it's right in the sweet spot of, you sort of have the tomatoey flavor a little bit, but you really have a lot of that vinegar that reminds me of, you know, the acidic ketchup, which if I'm going to have ketchup, I like it a little more acidic than sweet, because again, I don't like straight tomato that much. But put a bunch of vinegar in there, sold. Now, these are also pretty good. 2 for 2, Kona and Egypt. I mean, at this point, I feel like I should just try everything because I'm not eating all of anything. And it feels a little silly to kind of open everything at once, but what's the point of doing a video like this if I'm not gonna try everything, right? Here's what it is. You'll never know what it tastes like. So, let's try everything. Kona, once again, burning barbecue popcorn. So corn, vegetable oil, salt, hot barbecue flavor. Hot flavor. Kind of a smoky aroma. So it's kind of like maybe like a dried pepper or something. Oh. Oh. That's pretty good. Yeah, so there's a nice sweetness of the, I guess, you know, it's supposed to emulate a barbecue sauce. So there's a little sweetness like barbecue sauce would have that kind of hits first. And then the heat sort of kicks in after. And that is a spicy food sensation that I particularly enjoy. I love when you get kind of the sweet first and then the heat. But the good kind of all over heat. I've complained about spicy candies that it's too much, like the heat goes right to the back of your throat. Not good. This is just a nice all over mouth, the way it's heat is supposed to be. And pretty nice flavor. A little sweet, a little smoky. Almost like a mesquite or something, which I don't know if they probably don't have mesquite wood over there. So I'm not sure what this emulates, perhaps some local wood, which that would be fun. I like that quite a bit. Kona, 3 for 3. And I think that's it for Kona products. So Kona undefeated. Very nice snacks, Kona. All right, let's check out some more heat. We got these tiger chips, which are apparently like lemon chili pepper. Fresh potatoes, vegetable oil. Oh, there we go. Chili and lemon flavor. I do smell that chili. The acidity of the lemon kind of kicks in too. And then you also get some of that heat. Oh yeah. It's this nice kind of all over complement of, you know, the greasiness of the chip, because these are, you know, not baked. They're definitely fried. Greasiness of the chip, a little bit of the crunch, the acid of the lemon. I mean, it really is, you know, salt, fat, acid, heat, right? It kind of is all in there. And still good potato flavor too. So yeah. This is also an Egypt Foods product, which I believe those are also, yeah. So they also make all the Kona products. So Tiger, 4-0 for Egypt Foods. Very good salty snack showing Egypt Foods. So this one is arguably the most conventional thing maybe in the bag, which is pretzels, but butter and herb flavor. So, you know, that's a little bit different, I guess, than what you would find. Smells like butter and herbs for sure. What herb is that? Dill. There's definitely some dill in there. Let's see if they list. No. Oh, butter and herbs flavor. Thank you. Very helpful. Pretty good dusting on that pretzel. I don't know if you probably can't really tell. I don't know why I'm bothering. Wow. It tastes like butter. With some herbs. Good crunchy pretzel too. This is not made by Egypt Foods, but I think it's made in the same industrial area. Oh, the snack district. It's a little bit like if garlic bread was a pretzel. So can't really complain about that. Good crunch. Pretty buttery. You gotta go in thinking this is gonna taste a lot like butter. But yeah, that's good too. Egypt scoring very well so far on the snack-ometer, which is the thing I just made up. All right, that's the savories. Now it's time to check out some sweets. Now, when you're eating a bunch of snacks in a row, which is, I know, a problem that everyone has constantly, you do need to bear in mind the relative flavors, because you don't really want to like spoil yourself for one of the snacks because, you know, you eat the mint thing first and everything else just tastes terrible. So I'm going to try to eat this in sort of an order that kind of makes sense. I'm going to save the wafers for the moment. I'm going to start with the date Newtons, essentially, because I'm imagining these are going to be kind of the subtlest flavor-wise. Now, I did just come off eating a bunch of like spicy chips, but had some water, it's fine. All right. This is El Shamadan. So yeah, I mean, larger than a Newton. There's actually only two of them in here. Larger than a Newton. It does smell somewhat like a Fig Newton, so some of that clearly what you're smelling is the cookie. It's just kind of a ridged top, which Fig Newtons do not have. There's definitely a different smell to the dates than I think a fig tends to have in the Fig Newtons, but let's see how they compare. A little more crumbly in the cookie. I mean, outside of Fig Newtons, I don't have a great sense for what figs taste like. Similarly, I don't have a great sense for what dates taste like, aside from like sweet. I mean, I feel like the last time I had a date, it was like stuffed with goat cheese or something. So maybe not the greatest example of what a date tastes like. But it mostly just tastes sweet. Like I guess I eat dates all the time in like Lara bars. Those are just kind of pressed dates and cashews. So they kind of taste like that, I guess. Without, again, you know, that adds flavor and stuff, whatever. The point is, I do have dates more often than I think maybe, but that said, I'm not sure I know the unadorned flavor of dates that well. But what this basically tastes like is a sweet paste inside of a cookie. Who could possibly complain about that? It has a similar texture to a Fig Newton. The cookie is a little more crumbly, not quite as soft as the Newton cookie, but it's at least 80% of the way there, maybe 90%. So, totally good, you know, cookie. No real complaints there. How about classic cinnamon butter cookies? These are taped shut. And then plastic wrapped inside anyway. All right, looks like this. They're pretty small, actually, these cookies. Oop. All right, I'm just gonna pull out. They do smell like butter and cinnamon. Yeah, that is for sure. Once again, delivers what it promises. You can kind of see the cinnamon on there. Again, you probably can't see it, so whatever. Not quite the texture I was expecting. They were made a few months ago, but they're well before their expiration date. A lot of cinnamon flavor though. A little bit of cinnamon heat even. A little bit. Yeah, I mean, flavor is good. It's a cinnamon cookie. And a little bit of heat is actually a nice addition. I like they put enough cinnamon to do that. Texturally, leaves a little bit to be desired, in my opinion. And if it's a butter cookie, I'd like it to be a little softer. You know, think about the Danish butter cookies, come in those big tins, like Royal Dansk, right? Those tend to be just like, you know, practically melt in your mouth soft. These are not that. These are kind of crunchy, a little harder. You know, they're fine. But, you know, butter cookie, I'd like to be maybe a little softer. But flavor-wise, very good, very nice. Love all that cinnamon. So, some complaint there, but nothing too huge. Another perfectly good snack treat. I'm gonna eat this one too. All right, so now let's try some wafers, which, because there are 3 different kinds of them in this box, I presume are the snack that is most authentic as far as the idea that I would be eating snacks in Egypt. So we have, again, chocolate extra, chocolate with white chocolate, and then halva and cream. Let's look at halva and cream first. So I was like, let me just confirm what halva is. And the answer is it's like a bunch of different things, and also it's sort of a vague thing. Like if you look at the picture here, it's just this, you know, kind of off-white or yellowish brick. And halva is just kind of like a sweet thing. Like it can be kind of thick and sweetened flour or ground nuts that are then thickened or sweetened. You know, in Israel, it's often like kind of a tahini base, and then again, it's sweetened. So, based on the ingredients, okay, sesame paste. So this is, I guess, a sesame-based halva. That answers that question. Wafers might get a little messy. I wish I brought in paper towel over. All right. So there you go. Halva and cream wafer. Well, I mean, the wafer tastes like a wafer. The interior is, if you think about the ones of these that you see sometimes in like American vending machines, those usually have kind of a very smooth cream filling. This, you know, the halva, this is much denser because it is that ground sesame. So it's a much richer cream in the middle of this. Flavor-wise, I mean, I would say it mostly tastes sweet. I mean, there's a bit of that sesame-ness in it, certainly. But mostly it's just kind of this sort of dense sweetness. I mean, can't complain about that. Wafers, they always have this sort of vaguely stale taste. But that's kind of like the way those things taste. So I'm not complaining. Just know that's what you're going to be getting. But it tastes like, you know, those wafer cones, like the ice cream safety cones. That's what it tastes like, if you're not familiar with a wafer product. Chocolate extra. This does look pretty extra. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty chocolatey. So this has chocolate in it. It's also covered in chocolate. It's also going to get chocolate all over the floor, probably. All right, well, this is only one piece and I don't plan on eating the entire thing. 280 calories. Not terrible, but after you've already eaten like 8 other snacks. All right, let's just try a couple bites here. There's that hazelnut. This is interesting because the taste of the chocolate, there's a way that kind of base chocolate tastes in America. And this is definitely different from that. So you kind of know you're eating something that was not made in the USA. Which it wasn't. It was made in Egypt. I'm not sure what exactly to attribute that to. And I guess some of it is the hazelnuts. But I mean the base chocolate around the hazelnut cream. Skim milk, palm oil, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, cocoa powder. I mean, I'm not a food scientist, but I have to think there's something in there that makes that a little bit different, whether it's the palm oil, the unsweetened chocolate and the cocoa powder, something. I don't know. But it definitely is a little bit different. It has a little bit of a slightly, I'm not sure how I would describe it exactly. there's definitely a slight difference in the taste as far as it's like a little more, maybe a little more rich. There isn't that kind of edge on it. There's a certain almost artificial edge on kind of base chocolate. Like if you got like a hollow chocolate rabbit for Easter, there's a particular way that kind of chocolate tastes. This does not taste like that, which I think is a positive. That kind of chocolate is fine. I'm used to eating it at this point, but you know, I definitely wouldn't want to see it on everything. So, this is pretty good as well. And the wafer flavor in this one is just covered up by all that chocolate. So, you know, if you don't love that almost stale taste of wafers, even better. And the hazelnuts, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, a little bit like Nutella, not, you know, not nearly as high quality, but, you know, you're walking down the road towards Nutella town. Stupid. All right. The third and final wafer in our series, the 3 wafers of Egypt, El Shamadan, which also made the Date Newtons. Wafer biscuits filled with chocolate and coated with white chocolate. So we'll see if this is also that kind of different chocolate taste. It definitely is coated with white chocolate. Smells like what it, yeah, boy, it smells a little bit different. I think it's the palm oil, personally. I could be wrong, could be something in the milk. My guess would be palm oil, but I don't know. Sure. Totally fine. You know, it's exactly what it says it is on the package. Honestly, this is my 10th snack, so I think I'm starting to get a little full. But yeah, it's totally good. You know, it's a chocolatey wafer snack. No complaints. All right, home stretch time, people. All right, so all we have left is the 2 candy products. So Gyro, or maybe Gero. Oh. So I was thinking this was gonna be like a Mounds bar, you know, coconut chocolate, but in the ingredients, I mean, they include, well, Noga with coconut covered with chocolate, with cocoa butter substitute. I'm not sure I like the sound of that too much. Also, I don't know what Noga is. Nougat. Is that what they mean? Nougat? Oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Charleston chew. Also kind of smells like a Charleston chew. It's a Charleston chew. Essentially. But with coconut, which you can definitely taste. So it's like Mounds and Charleston Chew had a baby in Egypt. And then they put it in a basket among the reeds. And then it was found by the wife of Pharaoh. And it was brought to live in the palace with Ramses, and it was named Gero, or Gero. Very stupid joke. But pretty good candy. All right, all that's left is Spaghettis. Which is, again, green apple gelatin. So yeah, just looks like kind of like a Twizzlers pull and peel sort of thing. a little harder to, well, there it goes. Does smell pretty appley. Nice kind of a fresh apple flavor too, actually. You frequently get fairly artificial apple flavors because apple is a little more subtle of a flavor. So candy makers in the US frequently kind of overdo it, I find. This smells relatively genuine and not overdone. Oh yeah, boy, that tastes like just biting into an apple. Wow. I don't really list ingredients on here, but it's a nice, subtle apple flavor. I mean, it really tastes like, you know, just biting into a, you know, Macintosh or something. So yeah, it's like, it's basically like an apple Twizzler. Quite good, I think. So yeah, wow. Let's come back for a quick summary. This has gone on plenty long already. All right. Egypt, August 2020, Universal Yums box. Again, this is the middle size box of the three they offer. The Yum Yum box comes with 12 snacks. And I have to say, all of them were at best, all of them were at worst good. And at best, excellent. I would say that my favorite was probably maybe the ketchup Cheetos, oddly enough. Those were the ketchup puffs, not really Cheetos. Those were just, you know, it's a combination of a very good snack and also kind of I was surprised by how much I actually ended up liking them. The Halva wafers, also pretty good. I mean, again, all of it's good. The spaghettis, the apple, I really liked. But really, all of it's good. I don't know that you can still order this, but you can order, I think, some of these individual snacks from the Universal Yums site. So if any of these sounded pretty good, go and check that out and see if you can find them for sale a la carte. If the Universal Yums service is something that you might be interested in, I will include a referral code in the description. No paid endorsement, just a service that I use and enjoy. So I think you get $5 off your first box, and I think I get $5 if you do that. So just, you know, nota bene there. But yeah, you know, if it sounds cool, I say do it, because I have been enjoying my time with the Universal Yum service, and especially this month. This might be my favorite month so far, because everything was good, and more importantly, nothing was bad or weird. The worst thing in here was pretty decent, and I guess that was maybe the pretzels. Kind of buttery, and your mileage may vary on that. If you like butter, hey. So that's it for this episode of Flax on Snax, Universal Yums unboxing for August of 2020. I have several other things in the apartment that I really need to get to snacking on pretty soon. So stay tuned to this channel, because more coming in the pipeline. See you next time.